the green button, the first green button. Oh, wait. Oh, it's this one right here. I got you. Hello? Okay. Hi, everybody. I got into construction by accident 15 years ago looking for a side hustle. I was actually going to community college, and I needed another job, and it was pretty easy to start a construction company with my then boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband. We've been together 19 years. This is 19 years, or this was 15 years ago when we did this. And then I ended up falling in love with it. I wanted to originally get into corporate finance, but then, true story, 3 months after getting started, I just started like cold calling and answering like Craigslist ads back in the day on somebody that was, I had there was an ad to dig a ditch, or there was an ad to come change out some carpet. Seemed pretty simple enough. So we would answer it, and then I kind of used Google. You guys now have YouTube University and a whole bunch more resources now. And then our first commercial gig was only 4 months in, and we ended up making like $20,000 in 1 month. And I was only 22. So it's very possible to do it. And I ended up falling in love with it because there wasn't any other career that I knew of at the time yet where you can help the community and still make a good living. So I was able to do both, and that's how I got started. Majority of our company is on the C-suite level is predominantly all female. So my VP of construction is female, my CFO is female, my mentors I look to are also female. And in construction, there's not even a statistic for how many Latina general contractors there are measured. So if you go to Google, you can't find one. So we're kind of like the 0.0001%, which means that there's a lot of opportunity for point of entrance.
Opportunity, everyone.
Yes, but
It's history.
her story. But I think it's really important, considering that when you're in an environment that you're not accustomed to being in, especially male-dominated industries, it's important to continue empowering other women and encouraging them that it is possible, and it's actually a really great industry to be in. Well, I started out in the field, so I know how to operate machinery, I know how to finish concrete, I know how to finish asphalt. 15 years ago, femininity was not really accepted into a lot of industries, especially mine, so I had to go out there looking like a dude, wearing no makeup and boots. That's why I wear hot pink every day when I can now. So as the business grew, yes, thank you. So as the business grew, I was able to encourage other women like, hey, you can do it in the field. And actually I got quite a bit of respect because I wasn't afraid of trying things. I wasn't afraid of doing things that I had never done before. And I think when you go in with that kind of attitude, with the learning and wanting to learn more, and wanting to be a part of a team environment, you'll actually find that it can be an asset with being the unique individual in the group. It's actually to your advantage, because then they're like, oh, men have daughters too. So, it actually worked out, and to why we were able to, I think, grow as quickly as we were. I think don't be afraid to fail. I think a lot of us go into, when you're exploring, especially right now, what you want to do in the long run, don't be afraid of trying things, experiencing things, asking questions. For me, I continuously still am going places I have never gone. I think that's important so that you can look back in reflection of your life and be like, man, I really lived. So I think looking at failure as a blessing, learning from that, and the journey and process. Everybody wants to be at the top of the mountain, but it's really the journey to get there and the struggle that gives you pure happiness and growth in life. So that's my biggest advice to anybody right now that's getting an education. Education is important. It is. I know they say it's not for everybody, but certification-wise, or finding what works for you personally, and not listening so much to the outside environment, but what's going to work for you to succeed, I think is so important. From career-wise, I think one of my biggest failures for me was not believing in myself enough. I was at the table, offered a seat at the table way before I was ready to be at the table mentally. And so I failed myself in that moment. And so I had to change that mindset. And like what she said down there about thick skin, because I was told a lot, you can't, you won't. And then I had to change that mind frame of, wait, yes I can and I will. And there's nobody that's going to stop me from making it happen for myself. So, I mean, a real life experience, I had a project and I literally had this guy tell me straight up, hey, you might be able to get more work if you had a man representing the company. And I wasn't shocked by it, but at the moment I kind of halfway believed him. Well, maybe that would be the case. And then I had to like snap out of it. So yeah, I think that thick skin self-belief thing is really important. Yes, I could tell you're going to be like the leader, the CEO, first one here taking notes, very serious, so kudos to you for that. One thing that I learned, and I can tell you that the only person preventing you from reaching the place where you want to go is yourself. So you look at yourself in the mirror, because you will have haters. I got haters every day. There will be people that don't want to see you succeed. They're not going to want to see you go places that they have never gone because maybe they're not capable. So it's very, very important that you get right with the relationship with yourself first. And like she said, you do that self-affirmation, but you got to really believe it, because if you don't believe in you first, then nobody's going to believe in you. So you start with you, you look at yourself in the mirror, and just always remember that. Always remember that. So if you get one no, okay, next. You get another no, okay, next. You keep putting your name in the hat, you keep getting back up, because it's not a matter of like, I always say, like, I said this last time, I was like, man, get ready for the 1-2 punch, right? Because you're going to go in the ring and people are going to keep hitting you, but be prepared for the knockout. So you just keep doing you, keep working hard, and you can make it, period. Yeah. I want to say that even sometimes your closest circle, one of my biggest mistakes in my journey has been as I was going to places for guidance and mentorship from people that shouldn't have even been giving me guidance or mentorship in the first place. And we tend to make that mistake a lot, especially when we're young, because you're groomed to ask your mom and dad or your best friend or your cousins. But if they have not done what you are trying to do, you need to find the right source for guidance in that, because that's really going to help you get through those moments of adversity. And it really is the people that can get through those moments of adversity and keep pushing through that pain that will make it. So you have to get comfortable with changing your environment, and that's really hard in growth, because we're used to, like, you'll start feeling like, man, well, I really love them. Well, of course you love them, but if they're not in the same mindset as you, you can't be around them all the time. So that's really helped me a lot in my journey.